Hello, hello. Welcome to our live with our Bomb Mom mentors. I'm excited for this one. We have a couple of them on. We'll have a couple joining a little bit later, hopefully. And if not, you guys are going to get your mouth full from those that can jump on. It's always tough, especially one on a Friday, but two, our moms, they work, so unless we're catching them in like on a break, or if they can like sneak away at their job, like we work. So doing these during working hours is tough, but it just goes to show that like those that like come on and are here with us, like they're here because they care. And the Bob Mom mentors that are here, they're like making time to come on, share their experience because they care. And that's really, really cool and super powerful. I hope that speaks volume to all of you listening. But that's also why we record. I know people can't make it live all the time, and I get it. We have probably 77% of people, I know it's a little bit over 75, that watch it later. And so that's totally fine. Our live yesterday, it was like over half the views were later in the day. So I totally get it. I completely understand. Just to recap for you guys, and if you haven't checked out your dates, make sure you're paying attention. This weekend we'll be interacting with you guys. We will be in the group just answering questions. I'm going to be posting a lot of like my workout videos. I want you to see what like form and technique looks like. I want you to see what it looks like to work to failure. I want to give you guys like a sneak peek at that. So no matter what you do with your journey from here on out, you're like, oh, that's what it should look like when I'm lifting. And sharing food too. I want the mentors and I will be kind of just sharing our food and like what we eat, just little things here and there. But any big questions that you guys have too, let me know. We have people that are already signing up for our May onboarding, which I freaking love. I'm so excited for this next May onboarding group. And the other cool thing about that too is you will have current Bomb Mom members in onboarding too. So that is an option and something I don't know if I've ever mentioned before, that, you're on your journey, you're doing things, you're doing great, and then a season of life hits and you're sucking. You can re-onboard as a Bomb Mom at any time. Whenever we have new onboarding group, if you need to just get refocused on your why, get help with your nutrition, like, okay, you know what? I need to do those stupid worksheets again and just word vomit about my why and like who I want to become because that's really changed. Like, you can do that with us. So you'll probably have some Bomb Moms, maybe even a mentor or two. Like that's life. This is reality. You guys, we're not here to be like, oh my God, we're so perfect and we want you to have our perfect life. It's not how it happens. We're not one big infomercial here. But you'll see them in there with you and it's powerful. Let me tell you that. The other thing I want to tell you really, really quick before I forget is our swag. This is like honestly our number one seller. I was working with the company the other day because we have new designs coming up. And I was like, what's the number one shirt? And they said over the last 4 months, this has been it. Yeah, it's got my name on it, but like, I love that it's like Wonder Woman. No, is it? I don't know, but I feel powerful. So everything's 35% off. And I'll put the link in the group. We try to run sales twice a month. And I told them, get it out now. I want the sale right now in case there's anything for Mother's Day you want. So you guys can copy the link and send it to your significant other. Be like, I want this sweatshirt. I want this tank top. We have big totes. We have stickers, like all of the things. This is one of my favorite ones for my water bottle. This one's going in the gift bag. So you can get all kinds of things on the site. And then teas are only $16 right now. So I had to share that because I don't know how long it will last. I mean, I do. I could look it up, but it's usually like a good 5 or 6 days. Okay, so next week, on Monday, yes, on Monday, let me put my thing. I'll be on here live answering more questions. So you can guys just look for that. And then on Tuesday, I'm going to do a tour. So that's the day that like, you don't have to be on live with me, but I will be on here on Zoom, sharing my screen and giving you a tour of like a sneak peek of like what our group looks like. What do our chats look like? What does the actual workout program look like? Things like that. And you guys can ask questions on that. And then Wednesday, if you have been showing up and you have been interacting and commenting and all the things, make sure you comment if you're watching this. I have my little, I'll show you so you know I'm not lying. This is my little drawing bowl. It's a Mother's Day gift. So I put everyone's name in here every time they show up. And then the coaches log in track too, and then I pull a name for the big winner. So make sure you're commenting saying I'm here and show up for that live. It sucks when someone's name gets drawn and they're not on, or they miss like one homework badge because I just draw again. Like, I'm just ruthless. I'm a savage. So just do it. And we keep getting more things coming in. So I'm like excited for it. I think this might be our biggest giveaway ever in the history of the boot camps. Okay, so let's dive in because I know our Bob moms need to get back to work. I'm going to spotlight Magli and CJ on here if I can. Hold on. I need to know what the heck I'm doing. Add a spotlight. There we go. Okay. We have them spotlighted for us. So this is Magli. This is CJ. I don't know what order they're in. It's Magli's in the middle for me and then CJ. They are two of our Bomb Mom mentors. They are also two of our Bomb Moms in the group. They're amazing. They help out the boot camps. They're kicking ass. They fall off track. They get back on. They're learning through the ugly and the shit show too. You two were sisters, weren't you? Did I
We
miss
still are.
Yeah. And those of you who don't remember me saying it, when you come into the group, like when you're on board and then you're going into the main group, we hook you up with a big sister, just to help. And I hooked these two up and they're still in touch.
2 years later.
2 years later.
That's
And
crazy.
sisters, I know, I love it. And both of them have such a different and unique story. Like CJ has an older son, Magli has an older daughter. They live in two different parts of the country. And their journey and progress and mindset, they both have shifted so much, and it's been just so incredible to watch. Okay, you two, and I want you to bounce off of each other as well. You both came in from a challenge, correct?
Yep.
And didn't you do it twice, Magli?
I did the first one and I really liked it. And then I asked you to do it again before trying to join Bon Mom. You're like, absolutely, you do what you need. You were just so supportive of whatever I needed. And then by the second round, I was like, okay, I think I'm ready now. And that's when I joined Bon Mom.
I love that. And that's why I do the challenge of like just getting your feet wet and starting. But just with the challenge alone, your body changed. And I think we just started like chiseling away at like that mindset of like, oh, I can start doing this. It is possible.
It took away the I don't have time.
Yeah.
Excuse.
And CJ, you came in with a challenge too, but you only did 1 month, right?
Yeah, I did 1 month. It was like December, like the weirdest month to ever start because it's Christmas, it's everything.
I remember that.
But yeah, and then I started the big group in January.
I love that.
We were in the same challenge group, CJ.
We were?
We were.
Gosh, I don't even remember.
I know, isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
We had the call about Bomb Mom and you were like gung ho. And then I was like, well, I don't know. I was hemming and hawing. And then after the second challenge, I was like, well, CJ's still going. She's doing it. So I think I can do it.
That's cool. Yeah.
I know. Okay, Magli, question for you. Where do you think your life would be at right now? Like legit, picture where you'd be mentally, physically, emotionally, if you hadn't joined.
Man, I don't even want to think about it.
Really?
I was in such like a dark, sad, empty, lonely place. Like it seems cheesy to say, but I really think joining this group, doing the challenge, like saved my life. Like it kept me alive so that I could be around for my daughter and my husband. And you know, when you hit rock bottom and you just have no idea what to do, so you grasp at straws, like I know it sounds ridiculous, but I was just like, when I found you online, I didn't know if you were real.
I know.
I like,
I get that a
you never
lot.
know if those like, is this like a random person in Asia that's gonna like take all my money, or is this legit? And
I
I
am
think
a
I was just
robot.
like, okay, right. So I was totally taking a chance, and it just gave me a community that I didn't know that I needed, because I didn't have anyone in my life kind of striving to be better. Everybody was just happy with the status quo, which if you're happy with your status quo, wonderful.
Right.
But if you're not happy with the status quo, how do you get out of that, or how do you make those shifts? And I think joining Bon Mom helped with that, because like I got to know a few people, and it was slow at first because I wasn't a big social media person. I don't post online. I've had the same profile picture for the last 6 years. And so it kind of slowly opened a connection without a lot of pressure. And I think I wouldn't be moving forward in my job. I wouldn't be creating new friendships. I would have just been status quo. I probably would have been in the same place I was, and I'm not. And it's not quite where I want to be, but I'm still moving forward.
Right. Right. And I know you've been going through a lot of changes and shifts and adjustment in your life right now. But what's important is that like you're still here, and you might be here and you want to be here, but you're not back here again. You
Right.
never went back to where you were. What's that been like? What's that been like? And just be totally honest. Like, does it mess with your head at times and you're like, I should know better. I should.
Absolutely. It's like a mind. I can't want to like drop it up bomb this early in the morning. But it makes you feel kind of ashamed, like, okay, I
Sure.
have all this knowledge now and I can do all these things and I've done it before. So why am I not doing it again? Why am I feeling that stuck piece? And I think having CJ to text or having you to reach out to kind of pulls me back in. Whereas before I would just wallow, and I would know it. Like I would say to myself in my head, get up, go for a
Yeah.
walk, get up, make a good meal. And instead I would go to the pantry and just eat crap mindlessly, or I would just go to sleep because it would just drown everything out. And now I do the I don't want to reps. It is a way to like pick me back up and keep moving even when it's hard, because there's this drive or this discipline, like, okay, I've done it before, I can do it again. And it doesn't last as long. But it definitely messes with your head. It makes you second guess it, but then you realize how much of it is really just in your head. Like you talk a lot about in our program, about kind of separating out facts and feelings, and you just get into your feelings. Those feelings just take over. And there'll be weeks where I'm like, man, I haven't done a workout in weeks. It feels like forever. And then I look back, I've only missed 3 days, but those 3 days feel like an eternity. And it makes me think, well, if I already screwed up 3 days, I may as well just finish off the week when I still have 4 more days that I can kind of recoup and turn things around. And that's a different mindset than it ever was before finding
Right.
this group.
I think it's so important that you're sharing this, because I never want to give the false feeling or appearance of, oh my God, you do this and you join and like, that's it. And we get that image so much because our world is so instant gratification, and we see before and afters and a little line that separates us. And it's like, oh my God, she joined. And then this, and it's like, oh, hell no. You have no idea what happened in the middle and what's still happening, going on. And I think this is just so important for people to know that like, these are steps. This takes time, and you can't grow, whether it's muscle, mindset, decrease fat, like you can't change unless you put in your dues of time. And unfortunately, those dues of time include massive shit shows,
Yeah,
depression,
absolutely.
anxiety, crap with kids, daycare, relationship stuff. Like, we're pretty amazing humans because we're dealing with all of that while still learning how to show up for life and our workouts and connect with other women and grow and have that growth mindset. Like all that stuff didn't go anywhere.
Right. And it doesn't go anywhere.
Nope.
Like there's no like, okay, when this stops, something else is going to come up.
Yeah.
Like when it's quiet, I've learned to appreciate the quiet moments because they're so few and far between. Life just keeps going. And if you constantly wait for that Monday, oh, next week, Monday, I'll start next week, or that Monday, it'll never happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's a in the moment now kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I do love that you said how when you joined and you had that realization that like you didn't have anyone else in your life that was like going for more, striving for more. And that is so common.
Mhm.
Like if people just actually stop and look around, who in their life is like a go-getter and like, I set this goal, we're gonna go for it. And like, and even our partners, like I've had partners where I was the one doing the rah-rah all the time. Like I didn't have anyone else being like, no, you got this. We're going to do it together and keep going. And then we feel bad that that's our environment, you know, and then like some kind of guilt and shame sets in with that too. But it's important to realize that like, that's normal. It's okay that if that's what your situation is, and it's okay to move forward without them.
Mhm.
Which is so hard.
Yeah, I said it.
So hard.
It is
When
hard.
when I first started, my husband was like, yes, we're going to do this together. We like redid some space in our basement and I kept going, and I can't tell you the last time he was down there. It was just like okay, I'm with you for like a couple days. Yes, this sounds really great. And then you want to go downstairs? No, I'm okay. And still doing us and doing like what I wanted to do and doing the workouts. Sometimes it was really early in the morning. Sometimes it was in the middle of the day. Sometimes it was at 11 o'clock at night. And it's why are you doing this? What do you mean, why? And then it gets you thinking like, why am I doing this? It makes you start to think, and you realize how often you don't ask yourself those things. You just do things out of automaticity just because that's just what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
but I also think that your mindset has changed so much that you're like, I'm not going to miss. That's why I do it. And I'm doing it for me. And I'm doing it because it makes me feel better.
Mm-hmm.
And it's making me a better mom. And I think that I wouldn't have had that either if I wasn't in this group. I have nobody around me that does anything, nothing. And so with Magali and Susie and Bridget and everybody, and Erica and Kristen, like we're all the same. We're all doing the same thing. And so it's so great to text them and be like, my life sucks right now. Please help me. And they are very encouraging and come on, you can do it, you know, whatever. And it's, I don't know, never experienced anything like it ever. So
it's a cheer squad you don't expect.
it is. It's their cheerleading squad. You're right.
Like it's hard. I don't know about you guys or those of you who are watching, but it's hard to make friends as a grown up. Like you get into your routines, you're at work, you're doing all the things. Like you don't have somebody down the hall or next door or whatever. You're just in your regular zone. And to find a friend and find a friend or another woman who has the similar interests or the same drive that you do, really hard, or it was really hard for me until I found this group. Like I can't tell you, I was the mom that would go to daycare, pick up my kid and get in the car, like no eye contact, just go quick because we got to get home, we got to make dinner, we got to do baths, we got to do homework, we got to go to bed. And when I became a part of this group, it gave me the confidence to start opening those doors. And I created a friendship, which I never would have done before without the confidence that I learned from here. And now we have family friends, like our kids get together, we get together. She comes to the gym with me sometimes, but that's hard to do because that's not everybody's life. But women in this group do that. You see them going to the gym, you see them doing the late workout, you see them posting, you see them doing the things that you want to be doing. So it pushes you to want to do that.
And you become like really aware too of other people's energy and attitude. And we don't have any assholes in this group. Like we all seem, and maybe it's just the culture that I keep cultivating and pushing and like, don't be a dick, raise good humans. Like, like we just do that and feel that way now. But like, you know, there really isn't any, we don't have those issues in our group, and people communicate and talk to one another. And on the outside, and people that like are my, I was going to say friends, they are my friends, but like, I have to be very careful, I think, with a lot of them, because one of them, I'm like, I love you and you're great and you have a great attitude, but like, she doesn't have that drive. You know, she'd be the one that's like, let's do wine instead of weights. And I'm like, okay. And then the other one, I'm kind of like, yeah, you're kind of a dick. Like you kind of have like this princess mentality, and you're not really listening to what I'm saying, you know, and I feel like I can be in here and be with you guys, and it's like honest and real and sincere and comforting, and we have that all. And that's, I just can't stress enough how important that is for your fitness journey. And no one talks about that.
Well, also too, like, and I don't know if you guys have experienced this in your in-person life. There's a lot of jealousy around, and there's a lot of women, sorry, who will be like, oh, like, what are you doing? Like, do you just work out all the time? Like, and why aren't you eating that? Just have some of that. And I've never heard one person in this group talk to me like that. Never.
No.
Never. We don't do that. We lift each other up, and we help each other, and we encourage each other. We share our meals, what we're eating, you know, and it's, I don't know. There's a lot of, and there's this whole girl power thing going on where we're supposed to lift each other up, but we don't. In the real, if walking down the street, no, a girl will probably look at me and go, oh, yuck, you know, whatever. But I don't feel that in this group at all, ever. I feel there's a lot of lifting up.
Yes.
Which is what we need.
Yeah, absolutely. And changing the culture too, to being proud of what we're doing. Like, I love when women do mirror selfies. Like Stephanie, did you guys see Stephanie's this morning? And she's like flexing her tricep. And I'm like, yeah, oh, drop the first one. But like, and she's doing it because she's like, look at me, look what I did, look where I'm at. And I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
We're like told to sit down and, you know, like, like not do that. And that's no. I mean, Erica, welcome, Erica. She had posted a picture, you were like popping out of a pool the other day, and I'm like, damn, she looks good.
Well, and I think too, you know, I'm trying to come up with new poses because we're trying to show our muscles, and I think that I never would have done that.
I know.
Like,
no,
never.
Sharing videos of us working out.
Right.
Never.
Sharing videos of me doing
I would have told you would have, no way, put myself, or even just like our monthly stats and pictures, to stand in front of a camera in my underwear with my butt cheeks hanging out to send to someone I don't know in person miles away. I would have thought you were batshit crazy. And here we are doing it. And sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes I get excited about doing it because it's a reminder of all of the work that we're doing.
Yeah. Yeah. Even if the current photo isn't amazing compared to the last one, or even the last one or the last one, it's always about where we're at now and where we started.
You said that a while ago on the live that you do for us, and I've stopped looking at the month before because it was just making me not want to participate in the monthly check-ins. And I was like, I've never missed one. I'm not going to miss one, but I've stopped looking at the previous months, and I'm doing like 6 months or even my original photo, because then it's just like a psychological mind boost. Like, okay, all right, look at there. There's a big difference. And I feel like I've made a big difference from where I started. And so that is
That's like really,
Magley,
Magley? Really? You're literally a different human.
It is, it's a nice reminder. And when you know, in the onboarding group that you guys do when you first come in, you hear Melissa and Emily talk about take the photos, don't be embarrassed, like face the music, face it. You really don't feel that until a couple of months later. You don't understand that feeling until months later, until you've gone through like the practice. And I remember thinking when I first joined, I would see a few women who had been there for like a year. I'm going to just be honest. I'd be like, why is it taking them so long? I'm going to do this in like 3 months. I've got this. 2 years running here, 2.5 years. And now I understand why. And I didn't have that knowledge coming in.
Yeah.
I've never said that out loud.
That's
before.
Exactly. I thought the same thing.
I love it.
I think on social media or whatever, we'll see, like Melissa said, the befores and the afters, and you have no idea what happened in between. You also have no idea how long ago that was.
Right.
It make it seem like, oh, look, 6 weeks.
Right.
And it's like, nah.
Right.
So, and like you, I'm 2.5 years in, I'm still not where I want to be. And the changes are very, very slow. But that's okay. That's all right. And that's how it should be, because it won't stay if they're really quick changes. And so I think it's been hard for me. And I think mindset wise, I just had to go, you know what? This is a lifelong journey. This isn't a 6-week boot camp. This isn't a 6-month boot camp. This is forever. This is what I'm going to do the rest of my life.
Yeah.
So yeah,
For sure.
It's great.
We
Who's
have
talking?
Agree.
we have to we have to really work on getting that out of our head, because one, like the generation of like our parents, I think we're clueless to this. You know, we were lucky if you had a parent, you're really lucky if you had a parent that had like a tape, deck and would listen to like, what was his name? Jim Rohn, or like even Tony Robbins back in the day. And they, if you had a parent that like was open and listening to that, other than that, and that was like rare, we just didn't get this kind of programming. Like we're literally changing just generational thought processes and what's normal and what's not. And I love that. But that's why we have to give ourselves such grace, is like we're reprogramming our whole brain slowly.
So
and
true.
we have a lot of things that come up that make us question that.
For sure.
Erica, can you just do a little introduction to yourself? Because I just love your story, because you're just so relatable. You're just like this mom and this teacher, and like you're transforming. Just tell us who you are.
I am transforming, and just like you guys were mentioning, it is such a journey. So it's not over. It's it's never going to be over. So I'm excited to see what the future brings. But my name is Erica. I live in the Orlando, Florida area, and I am a single divorced mom of a wonderful 7-year-old. I also have a 2-year-old golden doodle who is like my other child. I'm a full-time teacher, and so I kind of have like 150 other adopted children that I take care of. That's part of the reason I jumped on late, because I had a student in here, she needed to just blah, and so I had to kind of address that and then send her on her way to class with a pass. But yeah, I live that life of just trying to balance everything. And I know sometimes I even think myself like, oh, I can't imagine like having 2 or 3 kids. And sometimes again, probably Magley, like not a thing I really like say out loud a lot, but sometimes I think that people kind of like judge me for being a single mom because I only have one. And so like, oh, it must not be like as hard or something like that. But it's still a lot. It's still a lot. And my son is a lot. He's ADHD, and his a lot, and his ADHD is amazing and wonderful, and I love it. But that's my life, and that's what I know, and that's what I try to balance is, and so I don't know. Melissa has taught me, and the other women in the program have taught me so many tools now to balance. And kind of like for the first year that I was in the program, a lot of it was just getting rid of like that kind of perfectionist.
Yeah.
right? So I did actually have like my changes actually did happen quite fast. And I get really into like the nitty gritty details of everything. Like Melissa will tell you, I've probably sent her like so many messages that are like the most ridiculous specific questions. And she's probably wanted to say to me, like, just relax. Like, whatever you do will be fine. It will create change. You are doing the right thing. But I do kind of get like hung up on all those things. So a lot of this has been leaving behind perfectionism, setting boundaries, like as a teacher. I used to stay here at school until, 5, 6 o'clock at night. Like my poor child, if I could take back that time from when he was like a little guy, how many times he was at daycare and I was sitting at work, and like, I don't want to be that person ever again. So now I have an alarm on my phone, and when that alarm goes off, what's done is done, what's not done is not done, and I go to the gym. And that is who I am now.
I love that. I absolutely love that. That perfect mentality and that mindset, it's been really cool to watch you slowly let go of that. And we were talking about that before you jumped on too, of like how so many people, like we were just being honest, like how hard things are, and we're still here and we're still doing it. No one's given up. No one's like quit yet. And that's just proof that like, it's not going to be perfect. Don't expect it to be. Let it go and keep showing up and moving forward. And I'm so glad that you just like added the cherry to the top of that conversation. But it's been really cool to watch you transform physically, mentally, because I see it. I see it. I hear it. I see it. It's awesome. I have to ask you though, what kind of mindset prep talk like did you give that little child that was in your in your classroom?
Then just now, oh my goodness.
I can
Well,
only imagine what you said to her or him. And
this is a work in progress. These kids are learning how to advocate for themselves. And these kids, I work at a school that's predominantly Hispanic, predominantly Black, predominantly, so low socioeconomic, and teachers can be bullies. And mostly what I was trying to figure out with her is like, who can be an ally on campus and who can she get to kind of push back against this one particular teacher who's really just, he's got a bone to pick with her, and it's really hard. It's a really tough situation.
Yeah.
I've already kind of put myself in the middle, and he's just a difficult person to deal with. But I mean, these are the lessons. And I think that my mental journey and my growth, I am 100% passing this on to my students. So it's not just my own child, it's definitely in the classroom. I wear my bonbon t-shirts in the classroom, like the one, how you do anything is how you do everything.
I love that one.
Like they see that and they're like, oh wow, miss. I'm like, yeah, you remember this.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Your students are so lucky.
Thank you.
Like, and they don't even know it. We had Susie couldn't be on here today, and she posted a video of her. What did her classroom yell out?
I can do hard things, or
I
we
can
can do hard things.
Yes, yes.
I
was
loved
like,
it.
oh my God.
That's amazing.
This is what I mean, like going beyond the physical and the workouts. That's like such an amazing side effect, and it will happen. It really will. But just all the other benefits, it's endless. And the change that we're creating, and all of you, like, I'm sure your husbands and boyfriends and your kids don't realize how lucky they are to have you. Like, I don't know, it makes me like feel choked up. They don't. I know they don't. And it's just crazy because like one day they will keep doing what you're doing. But you're making a difference. You're making a difference, and we make a difference even if people don't see that right now. And it's okay. Do you guys have any advice for someone that's just starting out and they're like, I'm doing this, but I'm scared? Because we have a lot of people that are doing that. They're like, I'm in, but I'm freaking terrified. Or the person that's like, I don't know if this is for me or not. Anyone?
Just do it. You owe it to yourself to just do it. I know it's such a cheesy line. It
I
was
know,
like Nike commercial, like just do it. But like I waited way too long to make any moves or changes. And I would love to go back to my 30-year-old self and say, don't wait till you're in your 40s, right? You hear all the data and the research and the things, and we do so much for our kids and our families and our jobs. We don't do it for us. I was conditioned not to, because that's how you show love. That's how you show you care, that you're a good mom.
Mm-hmm.
But then we're the ones that suffer, right? And who's going to be there to pick us up? And you say all the time, no one's coming to save you. I wanted somebody so bad to save me. I didn't realize it was going to be me or this group. And so just do it. You don't know until you try. And your 3 months could turn into 2 years. You know, it could turn into your forever, or at least give you a step in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you don't know what you don't know, right? And this group has been like, I had no idea what I was in for. I was like, oh, I already work out, so this will be good. And it'll just give me some new workouts. And, you know, but my body has changed so much. And just my everything about, like Magley was talking about earlier, just like all of the friendships and stuff. It's been amazing. It's been life-changing for real. So just do it. Just pull the plug, do it.
Right.
We wouldn't hesitate to do it if our kids came. Like my daughter came and said, I want to try XYZ.
Right.
I didn't even think, like, we're very fortunate that we're in a 2-income home, that I can say, okay. But when it came to me joining a gym, which was like $10 a month, I'm like, well, can I really do that? Or you know, you hem and haw over something somewhat trivial, but then you realize, like, we do it for our kids. We do it for our friend who's got a birthday. Like, I'll go out to dinner and drop $250.
I know.
Like, you wouldn't even think it's a celebration, but because it's for us, we hesitate, right? And there's never a good time to plan it out. So if there's even a remote interest that you're thinking about investing in yourself, you're inadvertently investing in your family, in your job, in your home, in your friendships, and you don't even realize it.
I know.
So do it.
I know. Erica, anything to add?
I don't know if I can say it any better. I completely, it is an investment. And once, you know, in terms of the financial piece of it, once you're doing it, it just becomes a normal thing. You know, it's money that goes out, and you just get used to it. And it is an investment, like the ladies were saying. And honestly, for what we're being charged, it's a friggin' bargain, because you're getting the exercise, you're getting the personal growth, you might as well be getting therapy. I mean, you should be getting therapy anyway, but it's like kind of get therapy default if you're not already getting therapy. You get a whole community of women that I can now say, oh, my this friend in California and this in Rhode Island, and I really truly call you all my friends, because we spend so much time together virtually, even though we're not in person. And that is invaluable. Those relationships are so invaluable. It's difficult to make friendships as an adult, but it's not difficult at all in this group. So
we said the same thing earlier. That's crazy that you're saying that again.
Love it.
I think too, it's so funny. Like, I feel like I know like you people.
I would have no problem packing a bag and staying in your guest bedroom.
Right.
Right.
I know. And I feel like if you would tell somebody this, they would think you are freaking nuts. Like,
crazy,
whatever.
right?
Again, like, we could tell you about the time that I met Karen, and she came to Vegas, and my husband and my kid were like, who is this? Met her online? That's a little weird. And I'm like, no, she's in my fitness group. It's all good. Like, and Karen said her kids said the same thing. They're like, what if she's some like catfisher and she's gonna kidnap you?
Yep. That's so funny. My kids said the same thing. I met Julie in a hotel lobby in Texas. And my kid's like, you know this woman from online and we're gonna go meet her. I'm like, yeah, it's fine. It's totally fine. It's just Julie. Duh. Like,
Yeah.
she's my best friend.
I know.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's so like
Oh, I love that.
unique about this group is I feel like Magali, you're my friend. Erica, you're my friend. Melissa, you're my friend. Everybody, we're all just
I know.
so close, yet
So far
none of us
away.
live. And yeah, it's just,
Ugh.
Yeah.
it's something.
And we
Melissa's
need
done a
that.
good thing here.
Like, we need this in our life. Like, you
Yeah.
don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
That
I was-
connection piece, you
Yeah.
don't realize it's missing
Yeah.
until you have it. You're like, wait, I didn't have that. And as humans, we so desperately want that connection to just be. And the older you get, it becomes so much more difficult. And they say, oh, well, your kids, you'll learn, meet people, and you'll do all these things. But it's still challenging. It's still hard because now it's not just, oh, you like this? Okay, I'll do this. We have our own wants and desires and ways. And if it doesn't mesh, then it can't really fake it anymore. And
Yeah.
I don't have time for mean people in my life or unkind humans. And so I'd rather be alone than to have not kind people around me. And so it can be hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. For sure.
Well, I think you guys are like amazing. I can't thank you enough for coming on and joining. Hi, Julie. We're wrapping up, but I'm so glad you could pop on. This was like a great mentors call. Like this was amazing. So thank you guys for coming on. I don't know, I just feel like my soul's lifted right now. I just love it. And I'm going to tell you guys this, if you are considering getting in, now is the time to do it too, because I'm having a meeting next Tuesday to sit down and for real start planning a retreat in California, possibly in September. I think I want to wait till the summer's done. I don't want to do it in the summer because like everyone's already got trips planned and stuff. I think maybe once school gets going and kids are like, we're good, weddings are done, graduations are done, and then like September, it's still beautiful in California, even if it's a small one, at like a nice Airbnb. I want it. I want it to happen because we have been like this and these friends in this community for so long. It's like, we need to bring our energy together and meet in person. And hopefully we just don't make the whole world explode. So.
I don't know.
Well, like I want to wake up at least 2 mornings in a row and roll up my yoga mat by a pool and lead you guys in person.
Oh my gosh. I'm there.
That'd be so cool.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Like, stars and rainbows just like exploding out of that house, wherever it is.
we just see unicorns like leaping in the backyard.
Right.
And September, it's gorgeous here in California. So, and San Diego's easy to get to. We could find the area. So real meetings happening on Tuesday and planning. We'll go from there. So like, if you're like, be a part, you got to be a mom. It's closed. We're not doing an open one. It'll be very, very closed. So you guys get back to work, you get back to your day. Thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate all of you. And if anyone watching has any additional questions, reach out to me, post and tag, the mentors. They're there to help you. We'll be in here all weekend long. And just keep growing, keep moving forward. I love it.
Cool.
Bye, everyone. Thank you again.
Thank you.